Welcome in to the morning app. It is another Monday morning, Kristen. Yet another Monday morning.
Oh, it feels like a Monday.
It does feel like a Monday. That being said, we are so very close to spring break.
Oh, yeah.
It's only just a few days away. Do you have midterms?
Yeah, I have several this week that I'm
Several this week.
a lot not ready for.
Yeah. Well, I'm only taking 12 hours right now, so that's kind of nice. I only have two midterms, so it's nice to only think about that. Brandon, what about you?
Well, that's what I was doing last night. I was up till 3 a.m. working on stuff for midterms.
Midterms, yeah.
Probably got less than 4 hours of sleep right now.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, though, guys.
Yeah.
1 week.
1 week.
1 week.
1 week. 1 week. All right. Well,
spring
anyway.
break. Whew.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything fun for spring break?
No, I just think I'm going home, but it'll be nice to see my family.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, this weekend, did any of you guys go to that speakeasy event, Free Tattoos?
I
heard
didn't
about
go.
it, though.
However, I did pass by the area there where they were doing it, and the line. I mean, it went down the way and like around the corner. It was ridiculous. The amount of people that was there. So
I saw a lot of people camping out. Legitimately tents, and it was freezing cold. That is commitment.
Yeah, for real.
I heard about what it was $20 donation on the first day.
Yeah, it was like, okay, so it's a technically quote-unquote free tattoo. However, Speakeasy was doing a charitable event, so you had to minimum donate $20 to a charity of your choosing, and that charity came with a specific tattoo, and so it was like a certain size and specific. You could only get this tattoo, and they did it for a charity, and it was actually a huge turnout, lasted all day. I regret not going. I should have gone, but I was sick this weekend, so I couldn't, unfortunately.
Travis spoke about the people camping out. The temperature on like the first day they were camping out on Friday, it was like freezing.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't understand why people were camping out. I was like, I love like charity and like basically free tattoos, but oh my gosh, it was like freezing outside.
I would have camped out if I wasn't sick.
Huh?
Oh, I so would have done that. That sounds like such a fun thing.
Yeah, it is fun, but like freezing.
Yeah, people did it for the Miami game.
Yeah, that's different. Oh well.
No, it's not different. People love tattoos as much as you love.
True. Yeah, good point. I guess.
Yeah. I'm happy that it was a success it seemed to be because with that many people camping out,
it better be a success.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you guys considered getting a tattoo?
Not really.
No,
I think I have before, but like a small one, like on my wrist or on like a chest or something.
Honestly,
nothing that would be like too out there and landish. Birdman from the NBA. All those tattoos. I would never like tattoo my entire body. But
right.
A couple would be great.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, honestly. I couldn't see either of you with tattoos.
Why?
I don't know. You're fairly straight edge guys.
It's not that personality.
I don't know. I've never really thought that. I like art as far as that goes,
but not permanently putting it on your body.
Not necessarily, and then also, I guess probably the permanence is one of the biggest parts. But I just feel like my taste and what I wanted, even if I were to get one, would change between me being, 21 and me being
60.
Yeah. So I just don't really feel like that would work out long term for me.
Yeah.
I can't see that really being a thing that would work out very well. But
Well, Brandon, you talked about getting a small one. What would you
Mine would be like, sounds like a really corny idea, but like a watch with like a certain like date on it that like meant something to me.
Like already on your wrist kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like oh man. That is really corny.
Yeah, or like a cross or something.
A specific date and time for the watch?
Yeah.
Like what moment in time means that much to you?
I don't know, just certain dates.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, it would have to mean a whole lot of significance to me for it just to be on my wrist.
Right.
But just as like a reminder. But I already wear like bracelets on my wrist for reminders, so I don't know if I need a permanent tattoo to remind me of certain things.
I've heard of people getting their wedding rings tattooed. Now that is commitment.
Yeah, is that a thing? Is that really a thing?
Yeah, I think that's, pretty popular, like, amongst people even that you might not think that would get a tattoo to begin with, but they might be willing to get the ring tattoo. But
is that really a
divorce
thing?
Is a thing, people.
Yeah. But that's what divorce is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like as much as we don't like to say it is a thing, and I think we sometimes think that divorce is too common.
Right.
But I don't know. Divorce is a thing. And so to have a permanent tattoo.
I would do the wedding ring thing if I was for maybe like our 30th wedding anniversary.
We have to be together for quite a while.
Get it tattooed,
20
right?
years, 15 years.
But then the older you get to, the more risk comes getting a tattoo. Once you're older, it's
although I hear about those
dangerous
grandmas that get out there and get them tattoos.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I don't know if I would do that.
My grandma lives here. She knows.
She has a tattoo?
No. She's not like that, Kristen. But she knows some people who are her age and still out there.
Wait, why did you say it was dangerous? I don't follow.
It's a lot. You're enduring pain and permanent, basically stabbing and putting ink 7 layers down into your body. It's a lot to endure.
But isn't that as dangerous if you're
when you're
18-year-old as it is?
Your skin reacts differently when you're older to it. You're putting yourself under a lot of pressure. Your
skin's worse. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a higher risk.
More elasticity.
Yeah. You don't have as much when you're old.
You don't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's also just it's like a lot of pain to endure, and the older you get, the harder that is to take, I guess. I don't know. I've watched a lot of tattoo shows, and they basically sometimes turn down people for age or health problems.
I had no idea. Mm-hmm. I wonder if anyone has ever brought like an ageist suit against a tattoo parlor for not.
I could see that.
You could also kill them. So I feel like you shouldn't sue the tattoo company.
Yeah, that's never stopped anyone from suing anybody. Yeah. I just, if it's a huge part of it.
McDonald's coffee thing,
If it's a huge part of your life, get tattooed or you just really enjoy it. I don't know. Yeah.
If you have full body tattoos, what are you going to do now? I don't know. Maybe
get them all removed and start again?
Travis has a point.
Yeah.
Well, if you are considering getting a minimalist tattoo, something small, there are some things that you should consider, such as some artists won't do them. A lot of minimalistic line designs are currently in the tattoo world, and fine lines will disappear faster.
Oh.
So there is a potential of it fading, and let me tell you, faded tattoos do not
You have to get them redone.
Good. Yeah, they look really, really bad. You can't get them fixed as easy. When you have something super small, it's not easy to cover up. It's not easy to fix those lines. So you have to be really careful with the artists that you're choosing and make sure that they're good at line work. So
I wouldn't know. So, but you sound like you're correct.
What about white tattoos?
I don't know. I've seen those.
I've seen them.
I don't know how I feel about those.
I know a lot of people who have white tattoos.
I don't know. I've seen white used as highlights in some pieces, but as
usually when I see people who have white tattoos, I always assume it's like a henna tattoo, and it's not like a real tattoo.
No,
you are talking about like the
it's
color
real.
white.
Yeah, it's
right?
like real.
Yeah. But I'm just saying.
Oh, you just
because
assume.
that's where my mind goes. I don't think of
that's
real
what
tattoos
everyone should go to is henna.
Just like the really permanent, quasi-permanent henna tattoos, like
Washes
really hang
off
on.
in 2 weeks.
Oh my
Gosh.
gosh.
Yeah.
You just keep doing it over and over again.
There is actually semi-permanent tattoo ink. They use it for microblading eyebrows and hairlines, which we've talked about before. It's a semi-permanent ink.
I wonder. I wonder if they use it in movies. If you happen to know whether or not that they use those semi-permanent tattoos in movies, please hit us up on social media and let us know, because that's interesting to me.
It's also
as a movie, film kind of geek kind of dude.
It's also easy to make those washable tattoos, so they might use those. It's really super easy. You just get certain type of paper and you put them on.
It's like the Crayola washable markers.
Two totally different things, Brandon.
What are we like 6 years old? We're like, oh, we're gonna get a washable tattoo, guys.
Yeah, well, I was just saying for the sake of films and stuff, it's not like usually people are going to be like, yeah, I'm going to get a real tattoo of this terrible looking skull on my arm,
right? For
the sake of the
the guy who played in Suicide Squad, one of them had like a face tattoo. That couldn't have been permanent.
No.
No.
Especially as an actor, you're not supposed to have visible tattoos.
I was
as an
just
actor.
wondering how, I guess, permanent
do it.
the semi-permanent tattoos of those kind of things are. But
Well,
you know.
a song that will be permanent in our public is Paris Chainsmokers on the app. $8:16 on this wonderful Monday morning. And Kristen, you got Hollywood news, iHeart Music Awards, or Radio Music Awards. We have the iHeartRadio app. Listen to us on the iHeartRadio app, 90.5 WASU. But there's some big news for the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Yeah, so usually Alicia is the Hollywood buff here, but considering we are an iHeartRadio station, I feel as though we might as well talk about this. It was a big event that happened last night. Several people walked away with awards. Did you? Well, obviously people walked away with awards. It's an award show. Did you guys watch?
I didn't catch any of it except like the last few moments. My dear friend Brandon and I, we had a intramural basketball game last night. So that had us a little tied up.
Got our first dub, by the way.
Yeah. And we'll not talk about the specifics of that W, but back to the iHeartRadio app or the award ceremony.
Sounds like you guys are really avoiding it.
I caught the tail end of it.
Well, I know our good friend Mitchell Lee. He was on the show last semester. He is a huge JT fan. Song of the year went to "Can't Stop the Feeling," Justin Timberlake, to no surprise because he's amazing, and that song is fantastic.
Can't Stop the Feeling.
Justin Timberlake.
He sings that all the time when he's in the car.
He continues to get better throughout his career. For instance, people and in pop music, this is somewhat, I guess, uncommon to some degree. People like, for instance, Britney Spears. I mean, she's only gotten way worse.
Whoa! If Alicia was here,
guys,
no.
in popularity.
Okay.
You cannot say Britney Spears was a bigger deal in 1999 than she is now. I mean, no one can argue that.
Maybe I just hear her more because that's all Alicia plays in The Office is Britney.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that Justin Timberlake as a brand, personally, is a bigger deal now than he ever was with NSYNC as a group. I'm just saying, comparatively speaking, from when he was younger. So I've just been a huge fan of all his work. He just continues to get better and better.
Right.
So.
Well, not only is he banking in on the artist fact of it, but he's a comedian as well. Always appears on SNL. He's just he's a host for a lot of things now in Hollywood. So he's just
him and Jimmy
guy.
Fallon are like the funniest duo.
And they're actually
to ever walk the face of the earth. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
they're
that.
Like
they're actual friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. And, their musical, I guess, ensembles that they do together are usually...
Well, the history of rap.
Or the history of rap, or really just any of those. Particularly the history of rap, those. What I'm
they're talented, too. Jimmy Fallon can actually, rap.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we brag about JT, but the male artist of the year, you'll never guess if you didn't watch.
Chance.
Justin Bieber. Yeah.
The Biebs is making a comeback.
So I mean that was for 2016, right? So
let me make sure I'm on the right year, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
was this like 5 years ago?
Sometimes I can't remember what happened in the calendar year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because
he released.
Sometimes that I think things that happened, for instance, even now. In, I guess, 2016 happened in, like, 2014, and I'm just like, wow, so my timeline might not be up. So I'm not exactly sure what all he did this year.
He released popular songs. Mm-hmm. Very popular songs.
You said it was entertainer, right?
No. Best male artist of the year.
Male artist. Okay, well.
So, I guess...
I still feel like entertainer, though, can be put into that.
I don't know, but the other nominations were The Weeknd, Shawn Mendes, Luke Bryan. I mean, these are all clearly
people who put out music.
Not necessarily a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Justin Timberlake up for male artist of the year?
I don't know, because he does a lot of stuff. Maybe did you he produces a lot of things, hosts a lot of things. I don't know if artist would be his first title. Entertainer.
Well,
he would be an entertainer.
He wouldn't want to be put in that box, but I think in terms of success this year, I think he's been way better than Flo Biebs has.
Much like Questlove, people like that. Justin Timberlake also kind of has his foot in everything.
Good reference, by the way.
Questlove really is. If you happen to read about him, he's incredible.
Interesting.
He's like a chef and a producer and a DJ, and he has 15 different jobs. It's crazy. But getting back to what we were saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it when we were talking earlier this semester, it was about another award show. Alicia was here. She was talking about how, was it Drake that wanted to recategorize himself?
Yes, because
he said... not the Oscars, the Emmys. Or Grammys, sorry. Grammys.
Yeah. Because
confused.
he didn't think that particularly his song One Dance,
right?
Which I totally agree. There was nothing necessarily rap about that song. It was definitely a pop song, but just because it's kind of like we mentioned this when we first talked about it too, but it's the Taylor Swift effect, where you've already been in this particular genre,
right?
So no matter what you come out with or what we hear from you, we're already listening to it with that particular filter on.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna think that your songs and your stuff should be categorized as.
Good psychological point. So basically, Drake wants to be like, I'm not a rapper.
Not necessarily that, but for things that he releases
That are
where
pop.
he feels are pop songs or potentially even a pop album, then he wants it to be designated as such. And I think a lot of this comes from the fact that he was, I mean, as is half the world, but he was a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
And so he definitely sees it a lot more as, simply entertaining the masses kind of thing, and not necessarily just putting out a particular album or doing a show and it happens to be rap. So.
Interesting. So he wanted to recategorize himself, I guess, as pop, but he won Hip Hop Album of the Year.
Drake did.
Yeah.
See,
So
but that's weird because Chance won Grammy's Hip Hop Album of the Year with Coloring Book.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I think Coloring Book's way better than whatever album
well,
Drake threw out there.
Well,
but that's just my opinion.
right.
Also, apparently the Grammys think the same thing. Where do they come up? How do they like awards for anything? Why is it different?
Well, I mean,
why is it different?
Okay, so for instance, with the iHeart Awards,
Is that one you can vote on that? That's popularity, right?
I believe it's popular vote, and then also you have to take into consideration between the fact that they're voting and also, I feel like it probably slightly more so than the Grammys has to strictly to do with how popular was this. I mean, really popular. So
True.
The Drake album, like, no matter how much people like anything that Chance has put out,
He's not as well known.
yeah, he isn't. And there was a period there of a month and a half where if you turned on the radio and it was a pop station, a top 40 station, or even a hip hop station, or really anything close to being that,
Right.
they were playing One Dance probably twice an hour at least.
Honestly, yeah.
And then
So-
Yeah.
technically Views was is that the one he won for? I would assume Views.
Like the album.
Yeah, I would assume Views is the one he won for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was played, all the songs on that were played all the time too on like
Yeah.
hip hop stations.
Yeah.
Well, I was also happy to find out that my girl Brianna walked home with several awards. As beautiful and wonderful as she is, I'm in love with her. It's to no surprise, but she won R&B Artist of the Year as well as several thousand other awards. That's an exaggeration, but she's hot right now. she is up there.
And yeah, so you mentioned that she's hot right now, and that's really how this works. People capitalize on a period of popularity, and you win everything for a span of a year and a half,
Right.
And then it's like you fall off the face of the earth. So
That's
for
Hollywood.
instance, I'm a big I like G-Eazy the rapper. And now he didn't. He
You
hasn't
like
necessarily.
G-Eazy?
I do, yes.
Wait.
Yeah, I met him one
you-
time. It was great.
Travis Stanley listens to G-Eazy.
I do, and I listened to a bunch of his stuff like a long time ago.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Shout out to OGs. But anyway,
The originals.
Yeah. But there was a period there where he was featuring on. I think he featured on like 5 or 6, really popular songs. He had 2 or 3 songs of his own that got play on radio and stuff. But that was, I guess that was a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I don't know. And
Close to that.
year and a half, something like that. And you haven't heard anything from him. But in a period of like 3 months, he, like I said, he came out
And then dropped.
with several, and he was featured on several. That was a big deal. And then, so when's the last time you heard from him, kind of thing? At least on like a national stage.
Yeah.
You haven't. So.
But he's probably handsomely making a fortune,
handsomely.
Oh well, I mean,
And
yeah.
the
but-
people who do capitalize are like JT,
Yeah.
who have been doing it forever.
Smart
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and then people like him, it's like, oh, why don't you put out more music? It's like, what do you mean? I just put out an album like a year ago. It's like, yeah, but we love your music so much. Why don't you keep putting out
Please,
music all the
JT, don't
time?"
ever do anything else.
All right. Well, to help you get this Monday off to a great one, here's some Coldplay. You're listening to The Morning App. 8:33 on this lovely, but definitely feeling like a Monday morning, and Boone right now is currently doing one of those things where the weather is all over the place, per usual.
Yeah, so right now, if you've been outside this morning, it's kind of this light drizzle situation.
The worst.
Yeah, kind of the worst. But your BooneWeather.com forecast for today, Monday. High today of 51. It's not going to be freezing. And the aforementioned rain, that will continue through around midday. And the low today, I expect lows right around 43. Tomorrow, it's almost going to be exactly the same. So
great.
for the next 48 hours or so, we're kind of, I guess, in this right here. This is what we're shooting for.
It's okay, because by this time, well, is it this? Wait, yes, by this time next week, I will be somewhere else in a different state enjoying the sun and the snow, and I cannot wait.
No, don't rub it in for all of us that aren't.
Excuse me, sorry.
Kristen,
exactly.
that was in poor taste.
You can go on spring break, Travis. This is a personal choice.
No, I can't.
Why?
Yeah, Travis, don't you have stuff to do?
Well, so there's this thing called being employed that I'm trying to make happen, and I can't take that time off. So
You can.
You can't really.
This is honestly, though, if you think about it, now is the time to take time off, because once you graduate and you get that job, it takes a while for you to get time off. So take your spring break now.
You know what? I've had more than my fair share of fun over my previous 3 spring breaks. Really, I could
button that top button just
That's
a little
fair.
more.
Yeah.
That's fair, though. See, I've worked my past 2 spring breaks, and I'll probably work
This
my
is for
last
you.
spring break. So this one is the only one I will be taking all college.
So yeah, and then beyond that, I'm trying to save money right now.
Yeah, fair.
And saving money, gosh, it can sometimes be hard, because if you're like me, you don't really have a lot of spending money to start with, as far as paying what you have to pay, and then actually maybe doing anything with what is left. So it's hard to save. But if you start saving right now, retirement, and I know this is a crazy thing to think about with us being in our early 20s, but retirement is closer than it appears. It's just it's just like the mirror, in your car that says objects they're closer than they appear, and that's really kind of how you should look at retirement and then savings in general. So if you start saving right now, by the time you're 65 or potentially younger, who knows what the retirement age will be by the time we get around to that, government and all that stuff like that. But you'll be much more likely to actually be in a better position by then.
So what you're telling me is I need to save money now in order to prepare for the future when I might not have a present. Like, I mean, why would I not enjoy myself in the present, Travis? Like, I get my 401k in order.
I'm not saying...
Well, Travis has a point. I mean, sure, enjoy life now, but also don't screw yourself over later in life to where you're 85 and having to do hard,
I'm not going to, go bankrupt in my 20s. I would hope not.
I mean, you do order pizza every day. No, just kidding.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
That's
what
do we call that? Disposable income right now.
Yeah.
But Travis does have a point.
It's not like you have to save, a ton. And so the biggest thing that I struggle with is I will save money and I will put it into my savings account, separate from my checking account.
Yes.
But what you shouldn't do, and what I am bad to do, is that I will move small increments of money from my savings into my checking just to get me over the hump sometimes. And I guess occasionally that is necessary. But you really want to avoid that, at all costs, because what is in your savings is savings, and depending on your bank, you'll accrue varying amounts of interest. It'll be very little, but it's doing more sitting there for you, probably, than you would be. In fairness, for us, most of us don't really know what to invest in,
right?
So stockpiling that, at least for me personally, is the safer move.
Yeah, it is. It's a good idea. I'm currently living off my savings right now, which might not be the smartest choice, but it's what you gotta do until you get a good job that pays a little bit more than $7.25.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. What? So, I mean, getting $20 to like pay your electrical bill out of your.
What's on your mind, Brandon? Beer?
Yeah, my bad. Well, no,
get
like,
electrocuted.
okay, yeah. What if you want a beer? You know, you can't pull $20 out of your savings.
No, that's how you don't
It's a very
retire.
expensive alcoholic beverage. But I mean,
Well, I'm
really,
saying you want a night at the bar. That's $20 right there, Travis.
Avoid that, is what
yeah,
he's saying.
because if that's what you're pulling money out of your savings account for,
Ooh,
you have a problem.
priorities.
Now, if it is your electric bill, like you initially started to say,
My bad.
that's different. You have to pay your
There's
electric
got to be a
bill.
brand out there called electric beer. By the way, has to be.
Is that going to
Just
go
saying.
along with your...
If it's not a thing, we're also
The
patenting
edible
that
silverware.
with the edible silverware.
Oh my God.
Presentation coming, Travis.
Keeping that in
Presentation
mind.
coming.
Yeah, it better be a heck of a presentation at this point. It's been several weeks, by
If
the way.
you've been listening to the show all semester, they have been talking about this company that they are starting, and they won't stop talking about it.
Well, because we don't have
we
a
just think
job
it's
right
such
now.
and we think it's a good idea,
I'd love to see it.
you know?
No, it is. Like as soon as you're done drinking something, eat the cup.
Yeah, well, and okay, so as a side note,
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
this would revolutionize the camping game.
It would, yeah, that's
You
true.
you would never have, trash just to like wonder what to do with. You could just eat it as a snack later.
Oh my gosh,
It's
I should have
protein
never
bar.
brought it up.
But getting
We're
back,
hitting the niche
getting
markets
back
and the
to-
wide markets.
yeah, but getting back to saving money.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll mention about this is right now, as you know, as very young. As very young people, we tend not to think about this, but you do have a credit score, even as
No,
young
I
as
don't.
you are.
No, do not tell me
Yes,
that.
you
Oh,
do.
no.
And your credit score. So right now, so if your parents have been managing your finances, which I mean more or less,
Yeah.
like my folks. So for a lot of my things, even if I'm technically maybe the one paying for this, that, or the other, they're still probably like making the payment because it's all the same bank account. Or it's like a shared bank account, but it's separate, but it isn't. It's somewhat confusing, or at least to me. But yeah, so you do have a credit score even at this
You
age.
have to be terrible at credit though for it to be a terrible credit score right now.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, so it's
Brandon's like,
have you
let me
been
check
late-
mine.
Have you been late on your rent?
Let me pay my
You know,
bills.
Yeah.
like late on a car insurance payment, and it doesn't have to be like this thing where you do it habitually, like you're always late for it to maybe not be ideal.
Yeah, I just
You
want
know?
to say shout out to Papa Kokelberg because my dad set me up. He taught me a lot, and I didn't know I had a credit score. And then I went to go rent my first apartment, and I checked it. Thanks, Papa Kokelberg.
Was it bad?
No. He knows finances. This man
All right.
knows how to save money.
Let-
He knows how to raise your credit score, and he really set me and my brother up really, really nicely with educating us and making us save by, age 14, 12. It was fairly considerate of him.
Yeah, I mean, y'all continue to do what you want to do. I'm gonna go pay my bills right now. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take a moment. But yeah, those are just some of the ways you can save money and better yourself for that period of your life. And right now, it's definitely on my mind more. My dad just has retired as of a few days ago, and I feel like he kind of set himself up well. But that's always the kind of thing that he harps on.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of thing that he says, I might just be old, but, I think you should do this. Another one of those kind of like, I might just be old, but I think you should kind of
Right.
things is learning cursive in school. And we did this in the 4th grade, at least
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, 3rd
And I
grade.
got okay at it, I guess, but it was never something that I necessarily liked doing.
I love writing in cursive. I write in cursive the majority of the time, actually. And I don't know if it's just because...
The majority of the time?
Majority of the time,
Wow.
honestly, yeah. It's so much easier, and it's quicker, and it looks nicer, and it looks slightly more professional, in my opinion, so I oftentimes will just write in cursive. But I can't believe that they've talked about even taking this out of... I don't know. I'm really not,
How
like...
else are you gonna write your signature?
That's
Oh
what I'm
my.
saying. Do you remember on the SAT, some people were honestly, I just remember sitting in the room, you have to write that statement in cursive saying that you're not cheating. People were like, I don't remember how to write in cursive, and I'm just
Oh,
sitting there.
no, yeah. Oh, no.
What?
No,
Like-
that was me.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Travis was like
I mean, I'm here to say that, like, I feel like, I mean, I did well on the SAT, but I took forever on the cursive section because it doesn't matter.
It kind of does, though.
No, it doesn't. When is the last time that you, other than, I have a very hot take on this.
Clearly.
Other than your name,
Scorching
other
oven.
than your name, which you don't even have to write all the letters of your name because people don't care. Other
Yeah.
than your name, when's the last time that someone was like, you have to sign this in cursive?
This is how I sign my name. I go like B-R-A-N, like line up for the D, and then
And
like
it's-
just like
And
scribble.
it's a
Okay.
myth. It's a myth. Even if you fill out checks, you don't have to do that in cursive.
No.
Like some people think you have to fill out a check in cursive. Not that anyone writes checks anymore, but you know what I mean.
Penmanship,
Well,
Travis.
I'm writing a check for my rent.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly.
I still write. Yeah.
But some of the smartest people in the world are doctors, and they're
Scribble.
Yeah.
I understand, but there's just this quality about cursive that's so artistic and...
Okay. Here's the thing.
Okay. I'm listening.
If you had the choice between cursive being in the curriculum or
that pause. Dramatic
Or-
effect. Ugh.
your son or daughter in this fake world where you guys have kids, your son or daughter, would you rather them spend that time on cursive or more time on like starting whatever particular math subject that much earlier?
Now, it's really not that hard to learn cursive. It takes maybe 5 minutes a day to learn a few letters. I seriously think that's what we spent in grade school.
And that's the reason that no one was able to write cursive, is because you spent 5 minutes a day.
But
You
it's
wanna-
not hard. It's just adding a loop to your regular...
It's not taking the pen off the page.
Yeah, it's faster, it's swifter, it's more professional.
I'm just saying,
I don't know
think
about
it's-
the faster part. It always took me like a while. I'd be
Well,
like,
once you get it down...
Okay, so my mom, until recently, she taught elementary school for several years, right? Getting children to focus, even for 5 minutes,
on cursive.
well, just focus, generally speaking, is hard enough. In my opinion, those 5 minutes that you worked so hard for to get them to concentrate is not worth them spending those 5 minutes on cursive. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
See, when you told me that you had a hot take on this subject, I thought you were in alignment with me and thinking that it really should still be in schools.
Not everyone's in alignment
but
with you.
clearly... Oh, I'm not saying everyone is. I'm just
idea
saying
that
you
thought
seem
I
like the
agreed
type
with
of...
you,
Yeah, I don't know in what world you would ever agree with me and Travis.
But this
I don't
is
know.
apparently making a comeback in New York City schools in September. And
Heck yeah.
Travis, one second grader says they'd much rather write cursive than tap out letters on a keyboard.
Who'd you say said that?
A second grader.
Huh. Second grader. That's interesting. I guess we're letting second graders decide what they want to learn now.
The sass
What do
that
you
Travis
mean?
has.
Shouldn't we let them decide what they want to learn?
No,
Isn't that what's wrong
no.
with school?
They're 7. Brandon.
I've
They're
never
7.
seen Travis have so much sass
Brandon.
over something as cursive.
Travis, that's what's wrong with school. Common Core is awful. My mom's a teacher now. Common Core is
His
terrible.
mom's a teacher as well.
Yeah, it was, and yeah, I'm not saying Common Core is necessarily good.
But that's what Common Core is. There's a right way to do something and there's a wrong way to do
Okay,
something.
but you said let the 8-year-olds decide what they want
Okay,
to
okay.
learn.
So the 8-year-old wants to read
I don't
about.
think SpongeBob Theory is.
They're gonna
really
wanna learn
catching
how to,
on.
like,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
What if the 8-year-old wants to read about like the different phylums and the different classes of like animals and biology? You're gonna tell them that they can't do
I'm
that
just saying-
because they're a second grader?
Cursive is somewhat an English ancient art form. It's a way of writing. It
It's not
is
an
artistic.
ancient- what?
Well, yeah, it goes back pretty far, right?
I
Maybe
guess,
not in the
yeah.
ancient world, but whatever. I'm just saying it's important.
I'm just saying. I'm cooling off. I need a moment. So
Get this man some water.
I need to hydrate. All right. Well, anyway, we'll be right back here on the morning app. Right now, it's Bruno Mars. Welcome back in to the morning app. Per usual here on this fourth segment right before the top of the hour. We're talking relationships. And Brandon, what have you got for us?
Well, this is relationship stuff that you should keep just between the two of you. So,
As in, like, don't share with your friends?
Yeah, don't share with people.
Gotcha.
There's plenty of that.
The first one is when you're in a lull in your love life.
Yeah.
Don't share that.
Just because you're in a lull, that.
Don't
other
be like,
people,
oh man, haven't done that in a while.
Well, other people are probably going to accentuate the feelings that you have.
Also,
so if you're like, I'm not really all that satisfied, you have that really heated conversation with one of your best friends, and you come away from that conversation being all riled up about something that probably wasn't bothering you all that much.
But you're just venting
before you started talking.
I think this also could kind of go along the lines with, you know how when you're in a relationship, you might talk about the stuff that frustrates you, so your friends might only see the bad part, and because you don't brag about the good stuff, because that's bragging, and you just tend to not do that. But complaining or venting to somebody is more natural or just easier to do. So then they're like, oh, wow, he must be a terrible boyfriend. You're like, oh, no, but...
Yeah, not necessarily.
Right.
This wasn't a relationship. This was a friendship. But one of my friends, she would tell her other friends, like only the negative things I would do.
Yeah.
So then her roommates and her friends,
they don't realize,
didn't like me.
Mm-hmm.
They, quote unquote, hated me.
Yeah.
It was because of that.
Because of that,
Mm-hmm.
and when she looks back at it, she's like, I wish I would have said something positive about you, because obviously I don't think I'm a negative influence. And you guys don't think I'm a negative influence?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay, Brandon.
I'm just saying, like,
I
I'm
wasn't
positive
sure who you were
influence,
talking to
right?
there.
No, I was just thinking to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made it seem like I was the worst person on face of the planet.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Brandon.
But those kind of irrational feelings can come out of the getting together and just like...
Yeah, just butting heads.
Yeah.
And then going your separate ways, and then having to vent to somebody. And
Right.
Yeah.
well, this is another one about someone, I guess, making you mad. When your in-laws make you mad, do not share that.
With other people, but you can share with your significant other?
Share that with your significant other. Be open with them. But
And even, and I would also, people only think of like in-laws as being people that are already married, but you can also like imagine, quote unquote in-laws of the people that you're dating too. You know, if you go over to like a family thing, you've been seeing each other for a while, and maybe someone rubs you the wrong way. I don't think it's like the worst thing in the world to talk to whoever you're seeing about how that one of their family members maybe like rubbed you wrong, or it's just like, so what's up with
Rob?
What's up with Tom or Rob? Yeah, like what's going on there? Because in my experience, chances are like whatever's bothering you about them probably bothers like the rest of their family about them as well. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
When one of you cheats,
well,
do not disclose that to other people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, because that puts your relationship a strain on it, and then people around you will know something that maybe.
Honestly, I'm the type of
know.
person to where if there's cheating going on, there shouldn't be a relationship past that.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I know some people can get over it, but
if you're going to stay together, don't go around and be like, oh, well, he cheated on me, or oh, she cheated on me.
I guess I
to
could
like
see
your
that.
friends, or I've heard people, like strangers, say that to like random people at the bar. I'd be like, oh, well, my boyfriend's been cheating on me, but I'm gonna be
Then
okay.
break
And
up
I'm
with
like,
him.
yeah, and I'm like, you could just break up,
You're opening yourself up, really for all of these, you're opening yourself up for advice
Judgment.
you may or may not want.
Oh, advice as well, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah,
So.
and it just, I mean, even if that did happen and you still care about that person, and even if you don't want to continue to pursue a relationship with them, it hurts their reputation in a friend group or in the place you're working, whatever.
Yeah, and, Kristen, it's really easy to think that you know the person that you're seeing,
yeah.
but then you kind of maybe don't know them as well as you thought. And we talked about this to some degree last show, but to continue to delve into this, do you feel like you've ever had an experience? It doesn't have to necessarily be like a relationship, but either of you really, where you maybe thought you knew someone better than you actually do?
My former roommate.
The former roommate that you mentioned last show, yeah.
The one that's now in jail.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I missed last show, but I guess I missed a lot.
Yeah, Kristen, do you have...
I mean, Yeah, you never really know somebody, but also it tends to happen where if you're in a super happy relationship,
you're blinded.
Your expectations to how your partner really feels can sometimes be overlooked, and you can underestimate how often a partner's suppressing emotions and overestimating a partner's ability to see the bright side of an issue that might otherwise spark negative emotions. So it just you can get this. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Can you reword that again?
Okay, so you will underestimate how much your partner is suppressing emotions. So they'll put up this fake face, this facade, this I'm fine, it's fine, but sometimes you may think
it's
you know them
fine.
and you can't
Usually
tell
when
that
people say it's fine,
it's not fine.
even if it's not
What, like
entirely fine.
85% of the time people say that? It's not
Okay.
true at all.
I would say most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, especially my experience with girls and my friends.
It's fine.
They're I'm sorry, I didn't know we were hanging out. It's fine. Flips hair. No, clearly it's not fine. I'm sorry, I didn't put it on my calendar. And they'll say it's fine, and it's not. Especially with girls, I've noticed from friends.
True.
But then you will overestimate your partner's ability to basically bring up the bright side of an issue. So you're like, oh, they're fine, they'll be okay, and really it's really hurting them, and you can't tell because they put up this face and this wall. And a lot of people actually do suppress their emotions, which is not good in a relationship. They're not open about them.
That's a general thing.
Yeah, if you're not expressing how you feel,
it's going to
Don't do that.
explode one day.
usually that's never going to work out.
It'll bottle up,
Yeah.
and then 5 years later you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm all
do
about
that.
expressing
Don't
emotions.
do that at all. Please don't.
I mean, clearly, I'm a very expressive person. I also cannot lie because I will just wear it on my face. So I feel as though that's not a problem for my
Coming from someone
boyfriend.
who's bottled emotions before, not a good idea.
Yeah. Don't bottle yourself up. Don't feel, trapped.
If you need to talk, call me.
Yeah, exactly.
Or call the station. Kristen will pick up.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll be here 24/7.
828-264-4905 if you want to talk to Kristen about how you feel or your emotions or
Free therapy session.
or anything like that. But that does it for this Monday edition of the show. You can catch us on Wednesday, same time, same place. Thanks for listening to The Morning App.